A Clark County jury unable to come to a decision in a gruesome death penalty murder trial, and a judge declaring a mistrial. 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne, the only reporter covering this trial from beginning to end, breaking today's news. Kyle.
Kirsten, this is the second mistrial in the case of Anthony Newton, charged with the brutal killing and dismemberment of Cesar Molina around Christmas 2016. The jury heard several days of testimony and deliberated for 2 more days. Prosecutors say the 45-year-old Newton murdered Molina because Molina, 33 at the time, slept with Newton's wife while Newton was away in prison. The jury in Newton's first trial last year heard evidence on the very first day that Newton was doing time after that affair happened, or during that affair, and District Court Judge Jacqueline Bluth had to declare a mistrial for fear that Newton might not get a fair shake from that jury. In this most recent trial, Bluth also had to declare a mistrial once again because the jury couldn't reach a decision, though this time the jury sat through the entire trial and closing arguments. Newton had 6 counts against him, including murder, kidnapping, and robbery.
So you're hung on every single one of those because you couldn't come to a unanimous decision.
There was discussion as to whether there was the possibility that we might further deliberate and come to a conclusion. And at least one member of the panel said that that would be pointless.
That's Judge Bluth talking with the jury foreperson today. The jury heard evidence that Newton murdered Molina, dismembered him, dumped his body in a vacant lot on the east side, doused him with gas and lit him on fire. His attorneys argue Newton couldn't have done it because while Newton was in jail awaiting trial, a woman in Henderson found this hand in her mailbox and police determined it belonged to Molina, but couldn't tie it to Newton. The attorneys and Newton are due back in court next month to discuss next steps, which could include trying Newton for a 3rd time.
So a 3rd trial, Kyle, seems like an awful lot. How many times can the state try someone for murder?
There is no actual number. The statute only says when a jury is discharged or prevented from giving a verdict, the case may be tried again. So it would be up to Newton's attorneys to say that repeated trials wouldn't be fair to their client, or that justice wouldn't be served by continuing to make him stand trial.
All right, thank you for that clarification.